Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. Today's video is going to be all about the A Wish to the Winds facility event. So I'm going to be showing you my first attempt of the special boss battle and the challenge battle. But before we get into that, I also want to have a little call to action here to follow up on something I mentioned in my channel milestone video. So I'd love to see your win teams to be able to review those, talk about those, and make a video out of that. And if you'd like to participate, the link to the Discord is going to be in the description below. What I'm going to do is create a temporary channel on the Discord called Submit Team, where you can post your win team and any comments you have that you want me to know about it. And from there, I'll try to take a look at as many as I can. If you're able to post it over this weekend, that would be ideal because I'll probably have a cutoff around Monday and try to have a video out either Monday or Tuesday. So if you're interested in taking part in that, definitely hop on over to the Discord. It's really easy to just post an image, and I'd love if you'd stick around and participate as well. But if you just want to have your team discussed on video, that's going to be the way to do so. Otherwise, this is the win team that I have currently. You'll notice something odd that's a little unusual, and that's that on Eileen, I've kind of broken my own rule and I don't have a wind dragon on her. And it's because my Nidhogg has been unbound and leveled up to its max at that point, that it actually provides more stats than I would get with Gustray, who's my other wind choice. So in this case, this once unbound Nidhogg is going to give me more than a 3-star Gustray. Note that this isn't true for Melody, so Sumuji, even though Nidhogg gives more HP, Sumuji is actually going to be able to give more attack. There we go, there's Sumuji. So I'm using Sumuji rather than Nidhogg on Melody, but on Eileen I am using a Shadow Dragon. So just be aware of that. If you have some high level unbound 5-star gacha dragons, it's possible they're going to be better than your 3-star on-element options. When you are submitting your team, there are a couple guidelines I'd like you to follow if you can. One is, if you can take a screenshot after sorting by wind element on this page, basically, that's going to give me the most information to be able to comment and say whether maybe you want to use one of your reserve teammates instead of your main teammates. I'm still definitely debating that because in my case, my Francesca has Bog Res and Sophie's a healer, so I'm not sure how much healing we're going to need, but Melody tends to be pretty frail of my current setup. So we're going to take a look at that after doing the boss battle and challenge battle. Otherwise, the other two things I want to say for the rate your team is, I know a lot of you will want to include Yuden because of his player experience. And it's fine if you do so, but I would love to see a full win team if I can. If there's some other character you want to include too as your 4th team member, that's fine. I'll still take a look at your team, but that's just something I want to say. Besides that, the same is true of the Worm Prince. So I know if you want to get the highest rewards, because it's an event, you're going to want to equip Luisa's Hobbies, that free Worm Print, to as many teammates as you can, or any of the gacha worm prints that you pulled that have event bonuses. But for the purposes of this, especially if it's just Luisa's Hobbies on all your team members, I'd prefer to see a little bit more variety. So I don't mind that. I know that's kind of optimal if you're trying to game the event, but I'd like to see your creativity on display. So if you're not using a healer, I'd prefer not to see Luisa's Hobbies on there. So that's all I want to say about that. And let's go ahead and get into the event. So here we are. I've barely started. I just played a little bit the first day. And my event facility is only at level 8, my Wind Shrine. So we're going to need to level that up before we can play the challenge battle. I haven't gotten anything from the treasure trade. I do want to say, just as a tip, that I think you should really prioritize Luisa's Hobbies over everything else here. At least everything else that costs these friendship bracelets. So I haven't been able to get my first copy yet, but by getting this first, the rest of your grind is going to be considerably easier. And you're going to want to get all of the copies of this that you can, so at least 4, and eventually all of the copies that you can get, but just to have it on all of your teammates so that you can make your grind easier. Other than that, I think the mana and the waters are going to be some of the best uses of your friendship bracelets once you get past that point. And besides that, I also want to comment on this. So you'll notice that this mana right here uses the currency, the wind whistle grass, that's used to level up the facility. So I definitely recommend leveling up your facility to max first, but this actually addresses a concern that people had in the first facility event, which was there was no sync for the rewards. So now any extra wind whistle grass you get, you can at least get mana out of it, and I believe you can actually get rupees out of it or crystals as well. So that's pretty cool to see, even orbs here. There's going to be a sync for those resources, so any extra grinding you do, you actually have a use for. Otherwise, that's pretty much all I want to say. For tips, like I said, I can't do this challenge battle yet, so we're going to cut back to that once I get my facility level to 10. I have about 30 minutes, I'm waiting on my wind altar, and then I'll be able to level up my wind shrine a couple more levels. So we're going to start with the special boss, and thank you Kaijin, we're going to get an assist here from having Lowen as a support because I know Melody is my most frail character and I'm most worried about her dying. We're going to see if we can't complete this on the first attempt. We have a pretty good amount of might. As little as might actually matters, we have a pretty good amount of it. So I'm hopeful. And while I'm recording, I can't hear the music, but the music changed compared to the Halloween event and it's so good. So enjoy this music as it starts up. I'll be sure to enjoy it when I'm editing the video. Oh, it's on a different map than the expert. Okay. Alright, I'm controlling Eleonora. I might have to switch to controlling Melody because she's the most frail. Oof. Ah! Get out of there. Okay, we need a heal on Melody. What should I do? Should I become a dragon? I think so. Just got a little bit too crowded there for comfort. Okay, heal, Melody, heal! Let's take care of this menace. Ultimately, I decided to include Melody on my team because I like her strength buff, but both her and Eileen resist freeze instead of Bog. I don't have 4 units that resist Bog. I only have Eleonora, Ronzel, and Francesca. Okay, we're close, but Melody is so dead. Here, Melody, survive. I'll control you. Become a tiny dragon. Oh, good. One of my other teammates was able to take out the boss. Nice, so we actually completed this on our first clear. And usually the special boss battle is easier than the challenge battle, because the challenge battle you have to defeat waves of enemies. But I do have a stronger win team than I would say is average, because I've gotten lucky. I summoned Eileen, and I promoted my Eleonora, and she's max level, 45 nodes on her mana circles. So, pretty good deal. Alright, so I guess that won't be a super big challenge, but I'll cut back in with the challenge battle. As is in the name, I should expect that to be more difficult, so we'll see exactly how hard it is.
Wait! Here goes!
Alright everyone, I am back to take on the challenge battle. Here's my setup. This time I'm going to be starting with Ronzel, since if the battle is anything like it was last time, we're going to start off by clearing out waves of enemies. And then once I get down to just the boss, I'll probably switch over to Eleonora. I do have a healer once again as my helper, but I'm not sure I can realistically expect to survive the battle, or to have everyone survive. And honestly, I just want to document this since I think it's cool how much easier this gets as you learn the patterns and as you level up your facility. So even if this is a failed attempt, hopefully by showing this and then showing when I actually do complete it, you'll get a sense for just how much progression you can make over the course of the event. Another cool thing I want to say is the event this time lasts 2 full weekends, so 10 days, which is another great change. It's one of the things I suggested, and I'm glad to see it implemented. Otherwise, we're going to get right into it. It did look like there's no co-op available, which is disappointing because I thought we were told that co-op was going to be there for this event now. So I'm going to look into that and see what the real case is, if it's just for the challenge battle or what. But anyway, we're about to get into it. Hopefully we can survive, even if we can't kill the boss. Looks like we're on another map again. Let's see who's up. Okay. A lot of random enemies. Come on, Ronzel.
This'll be a cinch.
Oh, I have an auto battle. That's a mistake. I wonder, was that on last time? And I just didn't realize it? That would be pretty crazy, but anyway. I'm bogged. My Ronzel doesn't have a level 100 bog res unlocked in his mana circle yet. I've only got 23 nodes on him. Okay. Let's use our skill. That was pretty nice. Take these guys out. Oh, once again bogged. I don't want to really use my healer yet because I'm worried I'm going to take damage from the boss, but maybe my real worry should be the clock here because even Melody is pretty healthy right now. A lot of these snakes. Okay, now I need to use my healer. Just as I say that, Bog is pretty deadly because you take extra damage. It's not just about slowing you down. So you have to be quite careful with Bog. It's no joke. Ah. Just as I say that, I'm bogged again. Okay. Ronzel, you've done good work here, buddy. Final wave. Let's go, Eleonora. Oh, I'm so used to using the Force Strike because on the previous event, there was that one shield guy that you needed it for. Oh, they're not looking too good. Man, these guys are really tanky. Eileen! Oh no, poor Eileen. I wouldn't have expected her to be the first to fall, but so it goes sometimes. Yeah, this guy can really take some hits. Even these little minions have so much health. Alright, I've been letting my Dragon Gauge overcharge. I probably should have used this to begin with. But at the very least, I'm going to wipe out these minions. I can't let them do this to me. If not the boss itself. Come on. Oh. Okay, that's one more down. Okay, they're down. Now let's do a final push with Midgard Stormer, but this seems like the main limitation I faced last time as well, just sheer damage output. It kind of creates this give and take where as much as you might want a healer to survive the initial rounds, and that will help your damage output in the end, oof, you also want to be able to heal as much as possible. So there you go, that's my first attempt. Thankfully, the facility that you get from the event increases your damage, not just of all your wind adventurers, but for the duration of the event. So that makes things a lot easier, and I think you'll really see that progress as you start to level that up. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. At least Eleanor survived. Can't let her die. That would be too sad. And here we go. We got our first Luis's hobbies. So I'm gonna start using that to be able to grind more efficiently. When I go for my challenge clears and completions, of course, I'll probably switch to a more reliable worm print that actually has an effect besides recovery potency and besides increasing event rewards. But we also get our second Luis's hobbies now because we have over 50 of these friendship bracelets. And even as expensive as this is, and as it'll continue to increase, I still think getting these first is going to make your grind easier. So unless you already have a lot of gacha worm prints that do that, I would recommend it. But otherwise, that's the main thing I wanted to show in terms of gameplay. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do want to address one other thing, and that is that the Gleam contest, or Gleam giveaway rather, for a $10 Google Play or App Store gift card is still going on. You have until a week after the showcase drops in order to participate in that. So just about Thanksgiving Day for those of you here based in the US. And I know $10 isn't a lot, but with my channel not monetized yet and still in review for partnership, now that I've reached 1,000 subscribers, I don't want to overshoot it and don't want to give too much or offer more than I can really sustain. But with that $10, here's sort of what I recommend you get. If you haven't already, this beginner's pack is going to give you enough diamantium to do a 10-fold summon, and you're going to get some nice little other resources. It's only $8, so you should be covered in terms of tax as well. If you already have purchased that and you're a paying player, then some of the other things you can get are these story packs. Those are going to be around $10, and they have some pretty cool unbinding materials, as well as giving you some diamantium. Not quite enough for a 10-fold summon, but it will be enough to do a daily deal, or to do a daily deal for quite a while. So this gives you a lot of mana. And let's see. This one doesn't give you any unbinding materials, but this one is going to give you some unbinding materials for your 4 and 5 star worm prints, which is pretty cool. Besides that, if you are a higher spending player or you've been saving up for a while, I do think the monthly packs are pretty good in terms of the rate you get of diamantium per dollar. So hopefully that $10 could help contribute to that. And you also, the main thing with these, you're getting these special items which are going to let you unbind your 5-star weapons, or here, worm prints, dragons, and even these testaments are pretty hard to get. You get them from events, so I'm excited to see who wins that, and I encourage you to participate if you haven't done so already. Lastly, I want to call out something in my summoning math video, since I've seen a couple questions about this, and I want to clarify, and I thought it's better or easier to do it with in-game footage rather than explaining outside of that context. So here's my normal strategy. Start with these single summon vouchers. Spend as many as 10 before you switch over to your 10-fold summons. And if you get a 5-star with your single vouchers, that resets. So let's say I spend 5 single vouchers and I get a 5-star. Well, now, if I don't have at least 10 single vouchers left, I shouldn't do single summons anymore. I should wait until I have 10 of those so I can get that heightened pity rate. The reason you want to do your single vouchers first, in my opinion, is because on the 10-fold, you're summoning 10 times at once with that heightened rate. So if you're doing sequential summons, like singles one after another, your chance of breaking before 10, there's a chance of breaking before 10, basically. But if you do that 10-fold, you could potentially get multiple 5-stars in there because of that heightened rate. That's the main idea I have behind that. And I have made a decision when it comes to summoning on this showcase. So what I've decided is if I get up to 22,500 Wormite by the end of the showcase, I will go ahead and summon. And I'm pretty excited about Gale of Beauty, Lowen, as well as Luis. Any of the pulls really are going to be pretty decent for me, but I just want to make sure that I at least have 15,000 for the winter banner, whatever that may be, because 15,000 of course will give me that automatic pity breaker just in case. But all of these pulls just look pretty cool, and I want to see, I am curious, will my luck continue with adventurers? I don't know, but either way, I'm curious to summon, and I want to be prepared if I do so. So I'm looking at 22,500. I'm not too far off with all the daily bonuses that we get. I think we may get there by the last day, but we'll have to wait and see. Other than that, I also want to say, Side Games, good job with the story. Because in just a matter of a few chapters, you made Lowen so beloved. And I even like Garuda and Luis quite a lot, but Lowen seems to be a fan favorite. And that is a very good thing because Lowen is a 4-star. Some of you may have gotten unlucky and haven't pulled him, but for those of you who really love him and were able to, I'm glad that they're making desirable, popular characters available at 4-star. And what writing, to be able to make a brand new character that popular in just a matter of a few chapters. So kudos to that. I did enjoy the story of this event quite a lot. Very simple, but a good story nonetheless. Anyway, without further ado, I want to go ahead and sign out. Like I said, Gleam link below. And this weekend, go ahead and submit your teams over on the Discord. Looking forward to seeing what you have to submit and what you have to say about your teams. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.